Welcome inside the 2026 PGA Merchandise Show, where every year one of my highlights from the thousands of exhibits is to take a walk through the new product zone and see what the dreamers and innovators are bringing to the golf world, for better or for worse. Come on in. Okay, here we go. This is going to teach you to putt like a pro. You've ever heard of the gate drill, which is accomplished by putting 2 tees in the ground. If you want a little help with that, you can putt like a pro with this device, or, now hear me out, you can just put 2 tees in the turf and do the same thing. Okay, here we see something called quiet stroke, and its own claim is it's the only device that hides the ball from your eye as you prepare to strike it. I don't know why that's a beneficial thing, but I've not taken it out into the field to use it. A simple but powerful training aid designed to help golfers master the most overlooked part of the game, visual focus. This is quiet stroke. We may be on to a good idea here. This is the golf cart seat towel. If you've ever gone out early in the morning when the dew is still on the seats and it's hard to get it dry, or maybe you're playing on a day with inclement weather and you want something that will cover the seat up, it's a towel, yes, but perhaps it's got some chamois-like qualities to it. I'm not entirely sure, but it's officially known as, this is a fancy name, golf cart seat towel. And they probably paid a consultant somewhere around 40 grand to come up with that name. I don't know how you can consider yourself to be a serious golfer until you have a blazer with a crest on it. I've been searching for one of these with the MGL logo on it so I could wear it to a make-believe club. Haven't found it yet, but it's a sharp look, don't you think? I have a friend named Todd, and every round of golf I play with Todd, at least one club gets left 3 holes behind. This product promises that you will never lose a club again. I would call this the Todd test. I don't know how it necessarily works. There are clamps up here though, so if your bag is always just having clubs drop right out, perhaps the clamp, which is somehow on the face of your club, which does not seem like a great idea to me, is going to hold it in place. But you can, with never lose, L-O-O-Z, you can never lose a club again. I'm getting one of these for my buddy Todd. I'm actually not getting one for Todd. You know, when your club gets sweaty, or maybe you've been out in the rain and you need it to dry off, because it's still a good glove, it just happens to be wet. One of the ways, according to magnetic golf glove holders, is that you can grab a magnet with the Velcro on the backside and stick it to the cart so that your glove can dry off while you're driving. Seems like a pretty good idea. You thought I was going to be negative about everything in here. Not true. This is a good idea, and obviously you can customize this with whatever logo you want to have on it, so that if you have an event, an outing or something, you want everybody to have one of these, you can go to Dry Dots, the magnetic golf glove holder. So we're in the new product zone. I'm not sure how a new product can claim to have 11 wins on tour with 10 Hall of Fame players and be new, but it's called Hog Putters. I don't know much about them, except this thing is gigantic. I think you could fly a flag on this shaft, and if you're not hitting the sweet spot on this thing, it's because you're not very good at putting. This putter is as big as my hand. Again, Hog Putters in the new product zone with 6 patents and 11 wins on tour. Not bad for a new product. I'm guessing you and I have not heard of before. Okay, when it comes to cleaning your clubs, how are you doing it? Do you have a brush on your bag? Do you have some water source available? Maybe you're using a 2-in-1 cleaning solution. Maybe it's a 3-in-1. There's no way you're already using a 4-in-1 rinseless golf cleaner, and that's known as Careful, I guess. Okay, so the brush is here, and then up in this side, we've got this. I didn't do that. We've got the spray, and now it's time for us to leave this area. I wasn't very careful now, was I? Because this is 4-in-1. Grips, clubs, balls, and shoes. And by the way, if you have my hairdo, 5-in-1. I know the head covers have gotten pretty extravagant and really unique over the years. There aren't many of them that I like. I think I would use this one. It reminds me of the Abominable from Rudolph. Or if you want a more zoological theme to your bag, you got the giraffe. Now inside of your club, if you ever forget who's in charge, might I suggest one of these beautiful plaques. It's actually very heavy and fully engraved. So for Aiden and Isaac, nobody at their club will ever forget who the GM and the head golf pro is. This also wouldn't be a bad idea for around the house if you've got some teenagers that aren't listening to mom and dad very well. Maybe you put a picture of each of you up here as the boss and the boss, just to make sure that nobody forgets who's actually in charge. Everybody is in search of better putting. Everybody. I don't care if you're on tour or if you're a Thursday league player. So is the aim spot putting alignment tool the answer? Well, here it is on the turf, and you can put it behind your ball and position it as you wish, and then line up the lines on your ball. The part of it that I'm not really clear on is what you're going to do with this in actual competition, because clearly it's not going to be allowed onto the course. But if you're getting ready to line up, you set that down before you put your ball down. Perhaps that's the intended usage of it, to get things lined up and put that in your pocket and go hit the putt. Aim spot. Do with that whatever you wish. Innovation is pretty cool, and everybody's trying to get the accurate distance for their next shot. If you really want to get committed to that idea and you want that information built into the strap of your bag, then Bushnell is working in conjunction with Stitch. We've actually got a GPS rangefinder and a speaker built into the strap. Now that's probably for people who are walking and carrying. I've not tested it. It'd be interesting to do so, because the strap gets a lot of banging around when you're walking and carrying. So you want to make sure that we're protecting everything, because these are pretty valuable components. And by the way, this is a pretty heavy strap. I mean, it has to be. You've got a speaker and a GPS built into it. But check it out from Stitch Golf and Bushnell. As far as apparel goes, we are very blessed to work with the great team at Donald Ross Sportswear. If I ever see any of you on the golf course in this getup, we are not going to be playing together. I just want you to know that ahead of time in case that ever happens. The silk tuxedo Rose Bowl thing's not working. So you're missing the center of the club face and you want to see where your most common miss is? Well, in Ink Packed, I-N-K Packed, would like you to try out their latest innovation on the range, because apparently it sprays the impact substance directly from this device. You ready? Here we go. When you step on it. So you can put the ball on the tee, you can put your driver in front of this, get some sort of a powdery substance, that's not powder, on your club face, and then hit the ball and get the instant feedback. Listen, I know somebody meant well. I know you meant well. This part, this 3D printed part, that's not the answer. Anytime I see a disembodied hand with a gadget attached to it, I have to stop. This is Pure Shots Start Her. It's called Why Golf. Why Golf? That could apply to a number of different questions. And apparently we're going to put this on our wrist, and it's going to provide some sort of feedback depending on how hinged your wrist is. And there will be a setting at which you'll do everything correctly and you won't hear the click. I am not going to stand here long enough to figure out what that is. I am forbidding you from buying this. You are not allowed. Again, a good idea. So kudos to whoever is tired of putting over unrepaired ball marks. I understand it. It's very frustrating for every golfer. This is called the rolling pin, R-O-H-L-I-N-G. I'm guessing that might be involved, connected to the name of whoever came up with it. So in the size of a lipstick dispenser, we have our Divot fixer. But the recommendation is that after you do the repair, that you then use this to roll out the mark. We have a hard enough time convincing golfers to just fix the ball mark to start with. I have a hard time believing they're going to go down on hands and knees to further groom the putting surface, but more power to you. If you can provide a smoother putting surface for all of us, Mr. Rolling, then we will give the rolling pin a couple thumbs up. I'm going to guess that this box right here of, let's say, 30 of them, it's going to last you a while. Look, I don't know what kind of prizes you hand out at your outings for longest drive or best putt or closest to the pin, but might I suggest some championship bling, or maybe something that every golfer needs, which is a 3-pound medallion around a thick chain, so they will forever remember the day that they hit it closest to the pin or got the longest drive prize. This is legit bling for your next golf outing. So you're out on the golf course, you're enjoying a nice ice-cold beverage, and you want to keep some stats. Well, the folks at Tally Tumbler have you covered, as you can keep track of the greens in regulation that you hit. You can keep track of the fairways that you hit, up to 18 of them. You can keep track of your strokes on the particular hole and your total score for the day up to 120. Or you can just keep track of that in your head and make sure your score is accurate, because you know this: whenever you leave the cart, your buddy is going to mess all this up. And you'll get done with your round, and at the end of the day you'll think, I hit 11 greens, and it'll say 2, because the guy you're playing with, it was too easy of a target. And that, my friends, is a quick trip through the new Innovator Zone at the PGA Merchandise Show. And by the way, there were a few things that were definitely thumbs up, and for those that aren't, I wish them nothing but the best. It takes a lot of investment, time, sweat, energy, garage space to bring something to reality. I know it's not easy, but there are also times where some innovators would be better served by having a friend come alongside and say, Bill, that ain't it. And we've seen a few of those examples here as well. So there's your tour. See you later.